What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing them the bacon. NFL DFS video. This is the Sunday night showdown between the Bills and the Ravens. Hopefully this will be a very good game. Hopefully it's a little bit better than what we saw on Thursday night, where kickers were a big deal. So what we're going to do is we are going to look at the winning lineup in the one matchup that I was in, or the showdown on DraftKings. We're going to look at it and we're kind of going to talk a little bit about it. So if you did not check out the breakdown video, we kind of talked about a lot of every single play that was in the winning lineup. And we're going to kind of see that the guy who won first also got second place. He ran a train of a lineup, so two different lineups at the top, and he cashed both of those. Then we're going to look at the third place lineup, fourth and fifth, real quick, just to kind of give you guys an idea of how to build the lineups. After that, we're going to give you the breakdown, the statistics from 2023 to this year, and the percentage of plays at each position, stacks, and so on and so forth. So we're going to look at all of that. Obviously, it depends on the team that's out there, the defenses that are out there, and we're going to look at those too. So stick around. If you have not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. As of the making of the video, we have not hit 10,000. I think we're 11 people away from it. It would be awesome if you guys could help that out. If you are new to the channel, subscribe. We have a giveaway. Like this video, be a YouTube subscriber to this page, and leave a comment on this video. If this video gets at least 50 likes, someone will win a free week of FTA+. If this video gets at least 100 likes, someone's going to win a free month. 150 likes, someone will win a free year, a $200 value. 200 or more likes on this video, someone will win a lifetime pass worth $500. So if you like the video, you got to leave a comment so you have a chance to win. We're trying to have giveaways. As always, these videos are sponsored by Outlier.Bet. We're going to have a video on the bets that we like for week 4. So be on the lookout for that. And we're also going to break down the main slate for NFL on DraftKings. So if you guys are interested, you're ready to go, we can do a breakdown about that as well. So stick around, and we're going to look at what Thursday night had to offer. Now, the defenses were bad. Dallas defense dominated week 1 and then did not dominate. They've just been terrible. They've been absolutely terrible and atrocious in those games. Daniel Jones, it was a mess. And again, you don't have to use the quarterbacks in every one. That's kind of what we're going to talk about here. That's what I want to show you. So looking at the winning lineup in this, 122.75 took it down. Malik Nabers is the captain. We talked about that. I said most likely he was going to be in the captain spot, and he was. CeeDee Lamb, okay, we go back and forth. I said he was a good captain spot as well, and he got a lot of points, and we're going to look at those too. Jake Ferguson, Brandon Aubrey, we talked about Aubrey. We said that we absolutely loved him. He's probably the best kicker in the league right now. He was in there. Wan'Dale Robinson, wide receiver 2, he was involved in the game with 11 receptions. And then Greg Joseph. So the winning lineup in this one, and let me know if you guys played it, what was the winning lineup for yours? Was it this? I would love to know. Might be a little bit different, but this game we had both kickers in there because Greg Joseph was the only one to score for them. It's wild. So Greg Joseph had all 15 points. He made 5. Anyway, Wan'Dale Robinson had 11 receptions. You had Brandon Aubrey, who had 2 extra points, and then 150-yard and 140 to 49-yard. You had Ferguson, who past 2 games has been pretty good at the tight end spot. CeeDee Lamb and Malik Nabers make sense. So this guy won first place and second place. So let me show you what he did. And we use both of these. Nabers as the captain and Lamb as the flex. Well, he flip-flopped those for second place. Lamb as the captain and Nabers as the flex. So that is the difference in the 2 wins from him. 1.25 points was the difference between Nabers and Lamb. Lamb had 94 yards at halftime, and only came out and put up 4 more yards in the second half, which is wild. Had he got the 100 receiving yards, he would have got a boost. A lot of people would have won their parlays. So yeah, that's all he did right there. Was he had both kickers. It was a 3-3 stack. Third place, Aubrey is the kicker. And this is what I've said. When we have that, There are just different ways we can build around. Kickers aren't always going to be in that lineup and like the captain spot, and we've talked about that. So you guys have seen us talk about that in the past, and we're going to break that down as well. So he did have a kicker, and he was only 2.71 points away from first place with that. So he had both kickers. He had Neighbors and Lamb, and the only quarterback he had was Dak Prescott. So number 3, same thing. Exact same lineup there. And number 5, 1 point. So he had Wan'Dale Robinson as that, which is good. He did not have Dak in there. He did have Daniel Jones, who, not the best. Lamb, Neighbors, Joseph, Dowdle. So he had a lineup there. The only thing was that Daniel Jones let him down. So, looking at that information, we can bring it to the table. What I mean by that is we're going to build a couple lineups here. Now, this is both great offenses. So the Bills have a great defense. The offense for both of these teams, this could be a high-scoring game. So we are looking at this game right now. As of now, there's some rain in the weather in the forecast. So we'll see what that means. Might be a little bit of run heavy there. But looking at this game, it opened up with a 46.5 with the Bills or the Ravens being a 2.5 point favorite. No, a 3.5 point favorite. It is still at 46.5 as the making of this, but it has gone down to -2.5. I don't know why they ever expect Josh Allen to be on the wrong end of the spread here, but that's what we're looking at. So obviously, makes a lot of sense. But you want to break it down. So here currently is just kind of the breakdown of what it has been like in the past season and a half. 84% of the winning lineups have contained at least one quarterback. So as you saw, no quarterback was in the winning one there, but it was a kicking game. That's the big thing. This one, I will guarantee you, it has the winning lineup will have a quarterback in it. 6% of the winning lineups use $50,000 worth of the salary. Let me pause this video. I want to see what he used. I completely forgot to look. Okay, so looking at this, he used $49,200, so he did not use the entire $50,000. And that's kind of, if we look at that, that kind of tracks with not using all of it. Now, again, kickers are a big deal. Like, there's a reason it was kicking. So, and we kind of covered that in that one. But 80% of the lineups used a player $4,000 or less. So this one just didn't, but he had both kickers in there. So he had both kickers in that one. In this one, he had both kickers. This lineup had both kickers, no one under 4,000. When we built the lineup, there really wasn't anyone under 4,000 that made sense. Like Theo Johnson, he used Theo Johnson, got 118.19. So, makes sense. He won $20. It was $1 entry, I think, or yeah. So he 20 times his money with that one. Didn't do anything, but did allow you to pay up at other positions and get everybody in there. So just different ways to go about it. That is kind of what we're talking about. The average salary used was $47,500 over the last year and this year. The stacks are what's the thing. Stack percentages. 4-2 stack, 44% of the time. That is, if you think the game script's going to go where the Ravens go up big, they obviously put up a ton of points. Maybe you put the Bills 4-2 because they're going to come back. They have to come back. But I don't see this. I see this being a shootout. Hopefully it's a shootout. Hopefully we have a great Sunday night game. A 3-3 stack has won at 36% of the time. So if you look at this, this is 1, 2, 3, 4 Giants here and 2 Cowboys. But if we look at this, he used 3-3. 3-3 here. 3-3 here. Third place, Dallas, 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 New York, New York, New York. So 3-3. You've got this one, Dallas, 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 3-3-3. So the majority of them looks like it's going to be about a 3-3, depending on how the game script goes. And then a 5-1 stack has only won it 41% or 21% of the time. So it hasn't won it very much. So now let's break down the captain percentages. 39% of the time, a wide receiver has been in a captain spot taking it down. And we saw that yesterday with this one. Both Malik Neighbors and CeeDee Lamb, when he flip-flopped them, he still won first and second place with both wide receivers there. 28% of the time, a running back has been in that situation. James Cook is a great running back. Derrick Henry is a great running back in this one. So you will see, like if you use Allen or that, you're at 16,000. Use Henry or Cook, they're right next to each other at 14. They know what they're doing. So DraftKings knows what they're doing when they're building this out. But again, like Derrick Henry, we know he's a stud. He could steal the goal lines. So could Lamar. But he put 33.4. He had 2 touchdowns, 151 yards on the ground, adding 23 yards in the air. So we know it doesn't matter. The Bills' defense is a very good defense. But again, it's very hard to contain Derrick Henry regardless if you are a great defense. So if you look at this defense game log wise or matchup wise, rush defense, they're middle. They're averaging 118.3. The Bills defense can be beat by the run. So Derrick Henry is completely in play in this one. QB has been 17% of the time in that captain spot. So obviously Josh Allen, dominant in that Jacksonville game. So he would make a lot of sense there. Dominant in week 1 against Arizona. If you played a showdown there, put up a ton of points there. 232 yards. He's running too. So he is absolutely running. If you look at the matchup, the Ravens defense, they are dead last against the pass. They're averaging 291.7 through the air. So Josh Allen could have a monster day. I could absolutely see him being in that MVP or captain spot, depending if you're playing on FanDuel or DraftKings. Against the run, they actually rank number 1, 50 yards per game. Maybe James Cook is not in the best spot, but if he, dump off passes to him, you get points for Josh Allen. You would also get points for James Cook there. And then points allowed per game, they rank 26 out of 32. 26 points a game is what they're allowing. So I think this could be a shootout. I love both sides of the ball. Tight ends have been 7% of the time. Again, though, you look at the tight end, Isaiah Likely, big week 1, nothing the past couple of weeks. Mark Andrews is the one that, he is being dropped. He is 8,700. Game log wise, he's done nothing. 51 yards in week 2. Awesome. Nothing there. Will he have a bounce back week? Honestly, we're at the point, we're in week 4. If Andrews doesn't do anything and Travis Kelce doesn't do anything, I don't see how we start them in season long or DFS. I don't see how we start him here. But we'll see. We'll go through it. You got Justin Tucker. So then we got 7% of the time the defense has been a captain spot or MVP spot. So if we look at defenses here, we look at the Bills, game log wise, they're okay. A really good game. They ended up winning me $300 on Monday Night Football with what they did in a league that I'm in. And then Tyler Bass, kicker-wise. But then we look at the Ravens defense. Ravens, they really haven't done much. And now they're going, I'm probably not going to use the Ravens. I don't see any scenario where they make any sense to use it all. So that's kind of what my thought process is. And then a kicker is 2%. So you look at all of those. The kickers are there. We saw the kicker last night with Aubrey and Joseph. So we saw them. They did what they needed to do. Week 1, we saw Jake Moody. Other than that, they're probably not taking it down in this one. I think there's a lot of offense to be had, and I think we are going to build a few lineups with them in there. So, again, not necessarily needing all of the plays, but I think we can build a lineup where we can get both quarterbacks in there. So Josh Allen at the top. I think he's got a great matchup here. Baltimore, they give up the most amount of passing yards, almost 300 yards a game. Josh Allen is a stud. He has studs to throw to, so we're going to use him. We're going to use Lamar Jackson, okay? Now, Bills are great against the run. We know that. If you look at Lamar Jackson, game log-wise, two out of 3 games he's done really well. Dallas was a very big surprise. Dallas just hasn't done anything. Passing, they're middle of the road for running, so Lamar could run all over them. I could see that. But he also has to pass it. So we're going to pass it to Zay Flowers because I don't trust Likely enough and I don't trust Andrews enough. And it's basically Flowers. And that's it for who we trust in this offense outside of Derrick Henry. Okay. So then who's Josh Allen going to throw it to? Josh Allen, he's got Kincaid, he's got Dawson Knox. So Kincaid's obviously the one that scored the touchdown there. So you see he's averaging 7.5 fantasy points per game. But the thing is, tight ends really aren't averaging much at all. Like Mark Andrews averaging 4.2. Likely is averaging 11.7 only because of week 1. Okay. So we look down here. Dawson Knox I feel like he's a steal at 1,600. No one's talking about him. He hasn't really done much this year. It allows us to get both quarterbacks in there. We're still averaging 6,200 both ways. So, Shakir, we look at him. 19.2, 10.6, 13.2. He's the number one target in this offense. He has 168 yards. He already has 14 receptions. He has 2 tutties, 1 last week, 1 in week 1. He also rushes the ball a little bit if they want to get a little bit crazy. He is that go-to guy. So that leaves us 4,900. So we come down here. Tyler Bass, 4,800. We didn't use all of it. Again, we used some, but we didn't use all of it. You could look at maybe a Nelson Aguilar, but really hasn't done much. Targets, 1 target a game except for week 2 where he only got 1 of 3. Okay. If the game gets out of hand, that's when Ray Davis comes in. I don't see him doing much, but again, the Ravens, depends on who they're at. Mac Hollins is a sneaky option, but he hasn't done much. Tyler Bass, I think, kicks the ball. I think we get a kicker in there. We get both quarterbacks in there. We get both wide receiver 1s in there as well. And then we pay down at the 1A, 1B tight end in Dawson Knox. So that's one way to do it. Not the only way, but it is one way. So let's do another one with Josh Allen. I think we can get Lamar Jackson in there as well. So now we're averaging 5,600. The way we do it, you want to pay down, like we said, 80% of the winning lineups have had a $4,000 player or less. And we just talked about him. I'm going to go Mac Hollins at 2,000. Now that opens up a lot when we build around. So Mac Hollins, you're gone. There, you're in the lineup. We already talked about this. The Bills can be defeated. Derrick Henry, he can defeat you. It doesn't matter who you are. Okay? So I don't think we can pay up for Zay Flowers. I think we can pay up for Rashad Bateman. Now, Bateman had a touchdown last week. He did have a touchdown last week. So the yards have, they're there. The targets have been at least 4 a game. He's trended up the last 2 games. I don't mind this one, a cheaper option. But then that allows us, we're at 6,500. Okay? Do we think it's going to be Isaiah Likely? So if we look at that matchup, like we said, 8th against the passing, 16th against the rushing. Neither of them are him. Depending. If you think he's going to be better than Mark Andrews, you can put him in there. You can, if you got Mark Andrews one more time, I understand that. You want Justice Hill? We could do Justice Hill. Kind of trended. Week 1 was good, and then it's been Derrick Henry against the rush. They are in the middle, so Justice Hill could be a sneaky option for sure. Again, both the kickers could be in there. Justin Tucker, Tyler Bass. Let's say the Bills defense holds Baltimore. Justin Tucker's in there. We're at 5,000. We've left 1,500 on the table. We're at 48.5, which is just 1,000 more than what the average was past couple of seasons. That's great. You could look at that. So you could have a kicker in there. You could have Mark Andrews if you believe this is his breakout week. You could have Isaiah Likely if you believe it's his week. But I'm going to go Justin Tucker. We're still got a kicker in there. It is a 4-2 stack. In my mind, I'm thinking Josh Allen and the Bills go up huge. Maybe they don't. That's my game script. Then we've got to get these points from Baltimore. Now, Derrick Henry, I get it. If they're down big, Henry's not going to run them much. He's a stud. They will give him the ball. They will figure out a way to give him the ball. So that's a 4-2 stack there, which is completely great. Okay? Now, let's take a look if we built a stack here. Or not a stack. If we were looking at the captain, depending on which captain you like, let's say, for instance, let's say Zay Flowers is the number 1 here. For whatever, if they're behind and they got to throw it to him. So we've got Lamar in there with Zay Flowers. I think Allen's got to be in there. I think we could get Henry in there. Now, I don't think we're going to get Shakir in there, but I think we can get Samuel, which is 3,400. Now we're at 2,100. So we can still get Mac Hollins in there. You can get Dawson Knox at 1,600. He's got a little bit better matchup there. That's probably as low as you're going to go. Yeah, you're not going to find anybody else. So you could go MVS. Really hasn't done anything. 2 receptions, only 2 targets a game. Hasn't really been out there as much as you would like. Mac Hollins makes sense. He's averaging 4.4. Dawson Knox only averaging 1.7. And that's probably where we're at there. Yeah. So this is one where, again, I don't think this takes it down, but this is just a different way to differentiate yourself. So this would be a 3-3 stack if we go Knox or Hollins. I think I'm going to go Hollins just because he's out there as well. So you got 3 buff, 3 ball, and we are good to go in this stack. So let's do one more build. Now, again, these are not the only ways. We have a cheat sheet with the plays that we like at captain and regular. And don't forget, there are 2 Monday night games. So there are 2 showdowns for Monday night. I'm thinking I'm just going to do one video for both games. I think that's might be what I do. Okay, so for instance, we have not put Lamar Jackson as a captain yet. Okay, so depending on where we are at, if you want to get a little bit creative, we also can. So I'm going to put Lamar Jackson at the captain spot. I'm also going to get Josh Allen in there. So again, both quarterbacks in there. I think we can get Kincaid in there at 7,200. So we're at 3 apiece. I think we can get James Cook if we're not going to pay up for Henry. Now we're at 3,000 apiece, which, again, can we find a $200 player like Deontay Hardy is active for Sunday's game, didn't do anything in that game. So he's been active every week. He has not come through. So this would be a dart play at the wall if you're building like this. So maybe we take James Cook out. We can average 5,200. We look at that. Can we look at... You got Kohler. Charlie Kohler now, at a glance, he played a season high 26 snaps, went heavy on the run, so that's why he wasn't really involved. But if this game stays close, he could be a sneaky option at 800. So again, under 2,000, under 4,000, not too shabby there. So then I think we can go number 1 target for Josh Allen, Shakir, and now we're at 7,200. So we got Keon Coleman, likely. We could go down to Rashad Bateman if they think that's going to be up and down, up and down. Again, it's a 3-person team. You've got Kohler, who should go on their own because everyone's going to be on likely. Everyone's going to maybe be on Andrews or the other side. The ball's got to get spread around. We left 2,800 on the table. Basically, we're not using it all, and I think we could get away with that. So that is just a few different ways to build using the stats that we have, using the information, the defenses, and everything like that. If you like the video, remember to like it up, leave some comments. We're very, very excited, and we be on the lookout for the Monday Night Showdown. Also, be on the lookout for the breakdown of the main slate, just like we did last week. And we're going to use SaberSim. We're going to go with our matchup tool as well. We're going to have fun with it. So if you guys are interested, you guys want to have some fun, make sure you join in on us and leave some comments on those videos as well, because there will be giveaways in those videos too. That's what I've got in this video. Good luck on Sunday Night Football. Let's bring home some bacon. Peace.